Hello everyone! I hope that you're doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful you're listening, subscribing and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And in this one, I wanted to speak to you about decision making. And this is something I've been thinking about for a long time because I sometimes have a little bit of a problem making decisions, and other times I am brilliant at making decisions that I make decisions like that and everyone's still floundering about around me trying to make a decision. So I kind of go back and forth between these two extremes, and so I started really wondering about myself and analyzing myself to figure out, okay, what is my decision making process? Why does it take me so long at certain points and then so little time in different other points? What is it all about, right? And so I think my theory, now this is all my theory, I'm not an expert on this subject, I'm just kind of analyzing myself and putting it out into videos. And so this is the theory that I've formed about how INFJs make decisions. Now, it might be relatable to you, maybe not. Let me know in the comments below, but I really wanted to share this with you. I think our introverted intuition, as you can imagine, is constantly gathering information and data bits. So constantly things are coming in from here and there and here and there and everywhere, and we're kind of picking up all this information, we're putting it into boxes and holding them into our data storage. So it's there, it's available for whenever we need it. When something happens that we need to make a decision upon, what happens in a lot of cases is that we already have all the data that's necessary because we've been picking up things here and there all over the place to make that particular decision. So instantaneously, we bring that information out, we make the decision, and we're gone, right? It's done, it's on. And so people look at us thinking, you made that decision really quickly. What was that about, right? In other situations, what happens is that the information that we need to make that decision, it has not been gathered yet by our introverted intuition. It's still working upon it in the background in our subconscious, right? So in the background, it's constantly working. She needs to make a decision about what kind of car to buy. This Mini Cooper looks cool, but this. Oh, that car looks cool, but that they've said that the gas mileage is not that great. And we're constantly kind of picking up information from all the random things we're reading, and it's still not complete. The data collection is still incomplete. And our brain doesn't necessarily say that to us. Data collection is incomplete. Wait for decision making process. Blah blah blah. No, it doesn't say that. It just says no. I don't want to make a decision yet, and we just feel uncomfortable. We try to make a decision, it doesn't work. We try to make a decision, it doesn't work. There's something like holding us back. It's as if there's a barrier there. And then at a certain point, it's as if a critical mass has been reached. And we've been waiting and like, I really want to make a decision on this, but I can't. What's going on with me? And we berate ourselves, we do all those things that we do to criticize ourselves, but really it is actually going on in the background. And at a certain point, the critical mass is reached. The information that we need, all of the information has been gathered, has been put together into a box. It's in our data storage, and boom, we're able to all of a sudden go from 0 to 100 and make a decision that's necessary for us in that moment in time. And so you'll notice this a lot with INFJs and with yourself, is that, for some reason, you weren't even thinking about this particular subject matter. Like, it was happening in the background. For example, me moving my membership from Soul Vitamins over to YouTube. People are like, oh my God, you made that decision really fast. No, I didn't actually, because I started thinking about it a few months back, but I had been gathering information, talking to people, gathering information, learning, observing what's going on in the real world. This is how it is. This is how it actually is going. This is what I could do. Constantly gathering information, both consciously and subconsciously, gathering. All of a sudden, it hits a critical mass, and I have enough information to say, yes, I should make the move. This is how I need to do it. Let's do it. And so it seems like from the outside that INFJs are willy-nilly just going around and making decisions without even thinking about it. And a lot of us are going to be called spontaneous, impulsive, and also other derogatory terms that are negative, much more negative, and lazy, careless, all of those things. I've been called that by my mother and my father a lot, okay? Because a lot of times they would notice me making decisions and they're like, you're so careless. You should be making these decisions with a lot more care. You should be putting more attention to it. And at that point, I was still young and I didn't realize what I was doing really, because it was happening in the background and I didn't understand how it was happening. Now I understand better, of course. I don't understand completely, but I understand better. And so now I can say, no, actually, I have put in the time, I have put in the effort, I know what I'm doing, I'm not making decisions willy-nilly, I actually know exactly why I made this decision. These are all the reasons I've made this decision. I can write it out for you, I can tell you what it is, because now I know how to analyze my decision making. But in the past, as I said, I didn't know. And I'll be sitting there thinking, did I just make this decision just like that? But it feels so right. Why would I make the decision? I don't know. I have no idea why I made this decision, but it makes sense to me. Why doesn't it make sense to them? Am I wrong? So all of this, self-doubt would come up for me. And of course, a lot of times what I would do is I would backtrack and I would, say, maybe I shouldn't make this decision. And that's when the problems arise, because my introverted intuition was telling me clearly, make this decision right now. This is the perfect time for it. Do it now. But then I would backtrack because I'd doubt myself, because other people would doubt me. And then I would say, no, but maybe I shouldn't. Nowadays, as I'm getting older and I'm becoming more aware and more trusting of my introverted intuition, whatever she says to me, when she says go and make the decision now, I go. Right? I do it in that moment in time as soon as possible. Because she knows, my introverted intuition knows, right? She is not just sitting around idly and making random decisions. She has gathered all the information subconsciously. She knows what to do. She's not just doing it because she's doing it for fun or because it's something to do to pass the time. No, I might be doing that as a human being, but my introverted intuition is not. And so I really feel like if you are the kind of person, if you're an INFJ or any person who's having a little bit of a hard time understanding your decision-making process, I would actually put it into these two paradigms and say, okay, maybe sometimes I make decisions fast because I have all the information because it's already gathered and ready for me. Other times I make decisions slower because I'm still waiting for all the information and input to come in so I can make the decision properly. Right? And of course, it also depends on how easy the decision is and how paramount it is. For example, if you're going to move countries, you're not just going to make a decision out of the blue in 2 seconds and be like, all right, let's go. Although it will seem like that from the outside. And this is another example that I can give you. When I first quit my job, my corporate job, which was paying me really well, and I quit my room and beautiful condo downtown Toronto, and I put everything into storage and I moved to Thailand in 2016. I did that in April to October. So I moved everything, did everything and moved. Everyone else around me was looking at me thinking, did you just randomly book a ticket to Thailand and are you just moving there without even thinking about all the consequences? And from the outside, yeah, it looked like that actually. Even if I looked at myself, I'd be like, hey, you just booked a ticket randomly and you're just going. But the thinking process, the thought processes had been going on in the background for, I would say, months before that, months, even a year before that I've been thinking. I'm like, I want to make a change. I want to become location independent. I think there's something I need to do here. I don't know exactly what, but I know there's some change I need to make here. So I've been thinking about it for a while at that point. And so eventually I made the decision. And as I said, my parents were like flabbergasted. My friends were flabbergasted. They're like, you were just going crazy, aren't you? And then it was the best decision I ever made. And my introverted intuition was so on point when she said, do this, book the ticket right now, let's go. And so, as I get older and as I am doing these videos, one of the most important things I always tell you as an INFJ is to start trusting your introverted intuition more. Trust. Have faith. Realize that she's telling you these things, or he's telling you these things, or it is telling you these things for a reason. It's not just randomly coming up with nonsense because it wants to trouble you or get you into trouble. It's not that. It's actually telling you all these things for a very important reason. You don't know the reason yet, but it is a very good reason. And in hindsight, every single thing that my introverted intuition has told me has turned out to be completely perfect. And every single time I've not followed her intuition and not followed her, information, or made my own random decision because I was like, oh, I'm smarter than my introverted intuition, I've always gone into trouble. I've always been able to fix it, but I've always gone into trouble because of it. So I wanted to share this with you. I thought it was so fascinating how brilliant our minds are, and how brilliant our subconscious is, and how brilliant our introverted intuition is, because I'm constantly amazed by the introverted intuition function that we have. seriously, the more I learn about it, the more I'm learning how brilliant it is, how intricate it is, how perfectly it is set up. And I'm so grateful that we get to use it. And I hope that because of this video and because in general of all the things I've told you, you can trust it more as well. Again, thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions at all, please message me or comment, obviously, and I'll try to answer if I know the answer. Again, thank you, and I shall see you the next time. Bye.